So what's up, everybody? It's Couch Thoughts here. I'm Rocky. This is Brent. What's going on, Brent?
What's going on, Rock?
You know what's going on today.
Rambo.
Last Blood. It's going to be our review here. And I just got to say, so we're going to do a non-spoiler part first. Then we're going to get into the spoilers. But I got to say, Pickens, the critics have really lost their mind on this one, man.
Well, man, they're always wrong, but I mean, I think our buddy Matt said it best. They come in looking for like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, they're looking for the Godfather.
Yeah, and with Rambo's that's not what it's ever been about. It's action. It's just an action pack, basically 90s movie.
I mean, it's an 80s and 90s movie.
And 90s,
And that's all. The first one, okay, First Blood, is probably an Oscar-worthy movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more serious,
right?
But then you get into Rambo First Blood Part 2, and we'll get into the numbering of these things.
Yeah.
But you get into Rambo First Blood Part 2, and it's not serious anymore, man.
Right.
I mean, the first scene, Troutman shows up, Rambo's in prison,
yep.
And he goes, "Do we get to win this time?" I mean, come on, man. He's going back to Vietnam. So he goes back to Vietnam. He just murders the whole country.
Yep.
Then the third one, listen, a lot of people hate the third one.
I'm a big fan of the third one.
I love the third movie. It's a great movie, if you ask me.
I thought, for me, it's up there. I'm not going to say it's my favorite, but it is up there. And, a lot of people shit on it, but, I really liked it. That's probably one of my top Rambo movies, honestly.
It's another one of those critical things, man. It's one of those critical things where, they didn't like it because it's a cheesy 80s action movie. And when I go to a Stallone movie, that's what I want.
Right.
I mean, is Cobra a cinematic masterpiece? No. But you're the disease and I'm the cure.
I mean, that's real.
I mean, what are you going to do about that? So,
I don't get what they were thinking. Okay, this is how I go by it. If Rotten Tomatoes gives it a bad score, I'm probably going to like it.
Probably a good movie. So right now, Rambo: Last Blood. Well, actually, I mentioned Rambo 3. I didn't mention the last one, Rambo.
Yeah,
Rambo is a great movie. I watched it again last night. I came home, after we watched the thing, I watched it again.
Well, I didn't have the money, but Friday, on payday, I'm buying all of them.
Well, see, I have them all on DVD. I have the first 3 on DVD. I don't think I have the 4th one, man. So I need to get that. But yeah, that was a great movie where he was in. Where the hell was he? I don't remember. Burma. He was in Burma and he just murdered people with a 50 cal.
Yeah, because they got those landmines and they're making the prisoners run across it.
Yeah. So yeah. That was they did that a couple times, and then Rambo shows up with a bow and arrow and just takes all of them out.
Everybody talked about that one, how they wasn't a big fan, but I thought that was a pretty good movie.
I love that movie. It's kind of the same. I put that one in Rocky Balboa.
Yeah.
Kind of, they're really similar.
Yeah.
I really like both of them, but nobody else does. Then this movie comes out, man, and so right now, Rambo: Last Blood on Rotten Tomatoes is sitting at a 29% for the critics. There were like 89 critics or something like that at the time of filming this video. And there were like 1,700 fan reviews, and it's at like 86%.
Yeah.
So it's 86 to 29. There's something wrong there, man. The critics are just way off base on that one. I don't
even know what they go. I mean, what their rating scale is.
It doesn't make sense. Well, see, so Rotten Tomatoes, if you give the movie a 6 out of 10 or above, it's fresh. You liked it. If you give it a 6 or a 5 or below, you didn't like it. So basically, 71% of critics weren't even willing to give this movie a 6 out of 10. That makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
I don't get it, man. But overall, just as a non-spoiler review, I really like this movie, man. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, the first half of the movie, it was a little slower. It's kind of showing it, but it kind of building the story up. But I didn't have a problem with it, because there was some twists and turns that you didn't really expect.
There are some twists and turns later. Yeah, So the basic story of it, though, you know, Rambo's he at the end of the last Rambo movie, he goes back to his farm in Arizona. The mailbox says R. Rambo. I never figure out who the R. Rambo was.
So I didn't catch that.
Yeah, it said R. Rambo. Maybe his, I don't know. Maybe his real first name's Robert or something, like Robert John Rambo. I don't know. Or is that his dad? What's going on? I don't know. But you never see his dad or nothing.
Catch that.
Yeah, well, anyway.
I've seen the mailbox several times, but
yeah, it says R. Rambo on it. So, I don't know, man. But this movie, he's with a older lady and her niece or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I guess Rambo knew the girl's mother at some point. I didn't get the sense he was actually her uncle. Like, she called him Uncle John, but I don't think she was, like, Rambo's sister had a
I don't either. I think it was just somebody he helped out. That's what I got out of it.
Because if he had somebody like a sister left, there's no way he would be messing around in Rambo 3 in, like, Thailand or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Rambo 4, he's still in Thailand. Like, there's no way he'd be messing around out there. You know.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I don't know.
I think it's something that he helped her, you know, and then, you know, all this happened.
But see, that's the thing. We're getting deep into that. It doesn't matter.
Right.
None of this matters. All you need to know is Rambo shows up. He cares about this girl. He cares about the older lady.
Yep.
And then the girl goes down to Mexico to see her dad, and then she gets kidnapped by the drug cartel.
Yep.
And that's kind of all I can get into as far as the plot without spoiling anything.
Yeah.
You know, and craziness ensues after that. But yeah, man, overall, you know, people talk about, I think the main critics I've heard of this so far are with the script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see the problem with it. I think there's enough character development in the beginning of this thing. It starts out a little slow.
Yeah. But
you see, you know, it sets up everything later in the movie.
It does, and they do a really good job at building the beginning of it up. You know, Rambo, he really cares for the older lady and, you know, her daughter. You know.
Yeah.
And, you know, when I don't want to get into too much about it yet, but you know, you could tell he really he feels like, you know, the girl's daughter is he treats her like it's
his daughter.
His daughter.
Yeah.
So
you know, it's funny at the beginning. She's going off to college. He makes her a letter opener.
Yeah.
She's like, nobody sends letters anymore. What are you doing?
He's like, well, use this to keep the guys off of it.
Yeah, which, you know, that comes into play later in the story. But you know, just the setup for it was actually, I thought, really good. And then here comes a motorcycle by. The guy's been by like 15 times in my house. But so if you hear a motorcycle, sorry. The setup of it, though, man, everything, you get to see, okay, Rambo cares about this girl. You know, he's going to go get her back from the drug cartel. Yep. He goes down to Mexico. You know, he's willing to risk everything for her. Yep. He tells her not to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He told her, you know, this is not a good idea. You know, the world is bad and people are bad and you can't change people.
Yep.
You know, and that kind of goes back to the theme of the last Rambo movie, because if you'll remember, the Christian people showed up to go down the river.
Oh yeah,
and
that's right.
And one of the best lines in that movie is like the Christian people show up to go down the river, and Rambo goes, "Did you bring weapons?" And they're like, "No," and he's like, "You ain't changed nothing."
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah, and then the first time he takes them down to the river, he just murders like 12 guys with a pistol, and it's really great. But you know, I don't know, man. I think the movie's an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
There wasn't a point where I was bored.
Oh no.
Even the slow parts, I was laughing at stuff that Rambo was doing.
Yeah.
You know, because it was just funny. It's just everything he did, like. He's training a horse.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got this, like, knot on a rope, and he's, like, swinging it at the horse.
The horse run around him.
The horse is running around him. He's riding the horse. He's turning it around in a circle.
Well, at one part of the beginning where they're having she's like, well, they're having like a graduation party, I guess.
Right. Yeah.
And she's like, I'm gonna go wherever do this. He's like, well, invite him over here. Yeah. She's like, you kind of creeped him out last time by staring at him. He's like,
I do that sometime.
Yeah, I do that sometime.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's hard to have friends over when Rambo's your uncle. I guess. I mean, but I did looking back at the last movie. He looked a little ridiculous. I think he had a wig on. Like it was like really dark black hair.
It was.
So he either like grew his hair out and dyed it, or he had a wig on. Yeah. This one, I like the whole. Stallone's looking pretty good in this one. Yeah. He's doing all right. He put in a really good performance. He wrote the script, which I don't have a problem with the script at all. I thought it was good.
Yeah, which I didn't understand. When I was reading that thing, I guess the writer from First Blood.
Yeah, the writer of First Blood.
Of First Blood was like he talked about how it's like
it's an embarrassment.
It's an embarrassment and all this, and I maybe because he didn't write it. I don't know.
I think he's just jealous that he wasn't in the movie. Because newsflash, the last 3 movies have not been anything to do with his book.
Yeah.
The first movie was loosely based on the book.
Right.
Now, I've read the book. I've actually read it. I read it a few years ago, and it's a really brutal book, man. Like, in the movie, Rambo only kills like one person.
Right.
So, like the guy dies in the helicopter or whatever, I think. In the book, he murders like 3 or 4 before he even gets out of the police station.
Wow.
Yeah, he murdered. He has to kill like 40 guys in that book. But so it's loosely based on it. In the book, obviously he died at the end. Mm-hmm. And I think we talked about it before on the podcast that they had the alternate ending in the movie where Troutman killed Rambo at the end. But that didn't happen. So after he didn't die at the end of the first movie, I don't care what the author from First Blood has to say.
Right.
I don't care. You're not relevant to this anymore.
No.
You got paid.
Yeah.
You got your money. Shut up and get your check.
Yeah.
That's all you need to do. Because what they made here is an awesome 80s action movie.
Yeah, and then you can't say that much anymore, when it comes to, action movies, because they just don't do that anymore.
They don't do it like this anymore. We get like Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
Which I love 80s and cheesy 80s action movies, 80s, 90s action movies. I can't, for some reason, there's something different about Fast and the Furious and Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
Right.
It's not the same as like a good, like Cobra or Rocky or Rambo or Terminator or Commando.
Right.
Movies like this. I bet if Commando came out today, it would get like a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes. I bet if Rocky 4 came out today, it'd get like a 3 on Rotten. They have scores on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yep.
And I just don't get it. I don't get the critical stuff on this movie. I loved it. There's the last 30 minutes of this is just so violent. I haven't seen violence like that in a long time.
Right.
On a movie. And really, they make, Brent said it during the movie, he would be the best Jason Voorhees of all time.
Yeah, man. That's what's crazy. Like, and we were kind of talking about like if they made a Rambo prequel, I don't think it could really be Stallone because, and I think I sent this in the group message was now that he's older, he's so much bigger.
Yeah, he's
like
he's wider.
His body,
he's
like,
a lot wider.
It's just crazy, and he was like that when he did Rambo.
Yeah,
the one before this one, just Rambo.
Yeah. He was even bigger in the last Rambo movie.
Yeah.
Because he was a little bit out of shape. He was just starting to get back into movies.
Yep.
Was the Expendables around when he did the last Rambo? I don't think they'd done the Expendables yet.
I don't think so.
I don't know. I'll have to look at that. Cause,
I think you were still in college when that one came out.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm thinking it was right when he was first starting to come back either way. and you could tell he wasn't in the greatest of shape.
But he's so much bigger now than he was in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, and we were talking about if they did a Rambo or Rocky prequel, could they de-age Stallone?
Yeah.
Like they did, like Sam Jackson.
Yeah.
Right? Remember in Captain Marvel?
Yep.
They de-aged him that whole movie.
Yeah.
But Sam Jackson's kind of got the same build.
Right.
Stallone doesn't really, so.
I don't know how they do that, but I mean, I think they could find an actor that would be close enough to Stallone that they could, as long as Stallone was on board with the whole thing, I'd be all about it. But if they decide to do this on their own, I don't think I would, because at least Stallone, they to me that's something he should look into doing.
Yeah, well, in the prequel, there'd be a whole team of Rambos.
Yeah,
and then obviously they all die because he thinks so. Of course, I think a lot of his friends died after the war because in the first movie he's going to look for someone,
right,
who he was in the war with, and the guy died from Agent Orange, and stuff. But yeah, man, this movie, just the story build up was really good. The action at the middle, there's the middle and the end. There's 2 different training montages.
There is, yeah.
It's just a great. If you are a Rambo fan, you will love this movie.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely need to go out and watch it. I mean, it is worth the watch.
I don't know if these critics have just never seen a Rambo movie in their lives, or what they were, because people are talking like it should be like the plot and blah blah blah, and the characters weren't blah blah blah. Shut up.
Yeah, I don't.
Shut up. It is a Rambo movie. It's an action movie. We go there to see Rambo murder the crap out of people, and you get that. Everything I wanted out of this movie, I got.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
and then some.
And I don't know what else you do. So, I think I'm about done talking about non-spoilers.
Yeah.
So I don't. Do we want to give it a number?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, I'm going high on this one. Yeah. 9 out of 10 for me.
See, I'm gonna give it a 9.25.
9.25. Pickers going even higher. Man, I'll tell you, and it was just fun in the theater.
Oh, it was.
It was just. I mean, we're sitting there. Everybody in the theater, every time Rambo killed, it's like it's this huge thing.
Well, honestly, it was the feeling of like us just sitting at the house over at Rocky's house or my house or Matt's house or whoever, or just sitting there and watching it. It was like, oh shit, like it was that way. Just all the way through.
All the way through. Entertaining from beginning to end. 9.25. I guess that makes the average 9.125 for the podcast as a whole. So 9.1 we'll call it. 9.1 out of 10. Great movie. So now we're going to get into spoilers here. Yep. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch it.
Yeah.
Come back to the video, or don't. Whatever. If you made it this far, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
But let's get into some spoilers here, Pickens.
Yep.
And I guess the biggest thing in the spoilers, and this is where the plot, we were talking before, this is where the plot kind of took a little twist here.
Yeah.
Where the girl goes down to Mexico, gets kidnapped by the drug cartel.
Which, real quick, when she's going down there, earlier in the film, talking, she's wanting to find her dad.
Yeah.
And her dad's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
He left them when they were little, and I guess he was beating her mom with a belt, and Stallone pulled him off and about broke his neck.
Yeah.
And or Rambo, and he's just a bad guy, and she's like, well, I want to know why he left. And they're like, don't go down there. Wait till you're older. There's just bad. And Rambo's like, there's just bad people in this world. He's like, you just need to stay away. And then she promises to do that, and then a little bit later, she's arguing with her mom.
Yeah.
And
I think it's her aunt.
Oh, maybe it's her aunt. Yeah, because her mom died.
Yeah.
Well, and then Rambo he goes in to see what's going on, and she's like, if it was up to you, if it was up to him, you'd be dead, If it wasn't, Rambo's been more of a dad to you than he has.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't even be here right now.
Yeah. So, they have this graduation party. You think the girl's going to get snatched then.
Right.
Then she goes down to Mexico to see her dad. She sees her dad.
Yep.
He basically tells her he doesn't want anything to do with her. You think she's going to get snatched then.
Right.
Then she goes out and they go out clubbing.
Yeah, and she went down and stayed with a shady friend.
They go out clubbing, then she gets snatched. So then Rambo comes down. And Rambo rolls up to the girl's house and notices he wants to ask her a few questions. He rolls in and notices she has the girl's bracelet on.
Yep.
And that's so he knew at that point that she set his niece up to get kidnapped. So then he takes her to the club, and this is where the brutality of the movie kicks in.
Yep.
He follows this guy out to the guy's truck. And
yeah, this is a rough scene.
This caught me off guard because I didn't know they were going to get this crazy with it. They in the last Rambo movie there was guys getting chopped in half by 50 caliber machine gun and stuff.
Yep.
But this one, Rambo stabs the guy in the collarbone area. Then he sticks the knife in his leg, and then proceeds to stick his thumb in under the guy's collarbone, snap the collarbone, and pull it out.
You see it sticking out of the skin like that.
Sticking out of his skin, and he keeps on twisting it. Rambo just keeps twisting it, man.
Nope.
So, and I wasn't expecting this next part either. Then Rambo goes up and just walks right up to the drug cartel.
Which, I was a little confused about this part because, okay, the one guy didn't rat him out. And all he's doing is walking. And as he's walking, these guys' phones just keep going off.
Yeah. And I think they're calling people to be like, hey, there's some motherfucker in here.
And by the time he gets up to the top, there is probably 60 guys surrounding him.
Yeah. And they proceed to just kick the crap out of him.
Yep.
So then there's this woman that was at the club that was following him. She takes him in, helps him out, and he's out for 4 days.
Yep.
In the meantime, they're giving the girl all these drugs.
She has so many needle marks in her arm, there's and this girl's her daughter, she's a journalist. The girl that helps him, she's a journalist, and her daughter died a year ago.
Yeah,
the same thing.
Her sister.
Yeah. That's right.
So, Rambo's out for 4 days, and they're making an example of this girl.
Yep.
And so then Rambo wakes up and has the journalist help him out.
Yep.
To go to find the house where the girl is, and the violence continues. The man takes a hammer up into the house.
Yeah. And
just proceeds to murder everybody in the house.
Which, the house is a little light. I mean, there was only probably 7 or 8 people in it.
Yeah, most of them were customers.
Yeah.
But he does find the girl.
Yep.
She's got all these needle marks in her arm. She's probably been, violated a few times.
Yeah.
They insinuate that. She a guy goes out of the room. She kind of pulls her skirt down.
Yeah.
But so then Rambo gets her out of there, puts her in the truck, and this is where it just takes the biggest twist of all.
Yeah. Yeah. I said something to Matt, and I was like, if she does end up dying, I was like, this is going to be... Rambo's not going to take that well.
No.
And, he's having a little chat with her going down the road, and, she's saying it's her fault. And, of course, Rambo's like, it's not your fault. There's just bad people. And then...
he just keeps talking to her, and he's like, you need to stay awake.
Yep. And
all this stuff, and he just keeps talking, he's getting ready to... He's almost bursting out in tears.
Well, you see a tear run down her cheek, and then,
she's gone.
She's gone.
So the girl, that wasn't happening in a normal 80s action movie.
No.
The girl dying.
No, that's... I think it caught me off guard. Which I figure caught a lot of people off guard, because, you wasn't expecting it,
So to me, that's just a good screenwriting thing.
Yeah.
That's part of the script that was good. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that they actually... You didn't know whether they were going to kill off the girl or not, and they did. So... then Rambo's got nothing left to lose. You know, he goes home. They bury the girl. He tells the aunt to move away, to go stay with her sister, and he proceeds to booby trap the whole farm.
Oh yeah.
And we didn't mention Rambo's got a series of tunnels in this farm. I think we did mention, but these tunnels. You see them first in the movie. They have the graduation party in them. You don't think they're that big.
Yeah.
These damn tunnels are miles and miles long.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's got it covered. I mean,
he recreated Vietnam in Arizona.
He did.
And the man's got stuff everywhere. So anyway, he booby traps the thing, and then he goes back down to Mexico, which is the craziest move of all.
Yeah.
Tells the journalist lady that he needs help finding the guy who actually. We forgot they cut Stallone's.
Oh yeah,
cheek.
they marked him, which they said give him a deep cut, and then by the time it heals, it looks like a little Nike check.
Well, he's got the Nike check.
I don't know.
Anyway, so they put the same thing on the girl.
Yep.
So he tells the journalist, "I got to get to the guy who cut her.
Yeah,
the skinny guy. I got to get to him." So Rambo rolls up in that guy's house and kills everybody there. It doesn't really show it. It shows the police and the mafia guys, cartel guys coming in later.
Yep.
And Rambo has chopped the guy's head off and pinned a picture of the girl to his chest with the letter opener.
Yep.
Which you see him before he goes back down to Mexico. You see him pin the letter opener or sharpen up the letter opener.
Yeah.
And then he goes down there and sticks it in the guy. So then they know it's Rambo that killed him.
Yep. But then when he's going down the road by the highway back to Arizona. His hands out the window. He drops the guy's head. And it's bouncing and rolling down the highway.
That was awesome. I forgot about that part.
It was.
Yeah. So that was really cool. So he leaves the trail back.
Left some breadcrumbs on the way to.
Some blood crumbs.
Blood crumbs.
But only Rambo.
There's the title.
Blood crumbs. Yeah. But. It's not a podcast, so.
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Well.
So, Rambo, man, only Rambo will go down there and purposely lead them back up to Arizona. So, somehow, 10 trucks of cartel members gets across the border. This movie, it's so easy to cross the border in this movie.
Yeah.
Literally, when Rambo's coming back, he pulls up to a barbed wire fence for 2 seconds and then just drives right through it.
Yeah.
And then he's back in America.
Well, a little backtracking too. When the 17, his niece, I think she's only 17. Or she might be 18.
18.
She's
I will say she's 18
across.
for the amount that I was. Be uncomfortable if she was 17.
She's driving across. They don't stop her. They don't ask her where she's going or why.
They don't even stop her going into Mexico.
What business she has.
No, they don't even care.
She goes right through.
She cruises right through into Mexico. But then the climax of the movie happens. These guys roll up. There's like 10 trucks of Mexicans, and somehow they fit 400 of them in there.
Yes.
I don't. It was like a clown car or something, man. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, but
the very first car that crosses over, he set up this gasoline barrier that when you run it over, or maybe there's a claymore for the first car to hit.
Oh, I think it was a little. He put a little bomb in the ground.
Well, that's what it was.
It hit and it blew up.
And then it's like a mile long of just flames.
Yeah, a mile long in this big flame wall. And what he's doing, he's funneling them in.
Oh yeah,
through. So then Rambo's in his barn, and he's rigged up this thing of gasoline.
Yep.
And they roll up to it. They're shooting at him, and then one of them trips the thing of gasoline. It sprays gasoline all over him. Well, then Rambo has ran out, and he shoots it, and it burns 5 or 6 of them.
Well, he pops up through his hole like a gopher.
That's the thing. So the tunnel system, man. He's running back and forth through this tunnel system, and he's just popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
He pop up, shoot a couple over here, pop up across the way, shoot a couple. They don't know where he's going. They got nothing on him. And then they finally find the tunnels. And when they get down into these tunnels, it is just a straight murder death machine.
Yeah,
he's setting these traps. And the thing about the traps is, he doesn't let them just die in the trap.
Oh, no.
No. There's like spikes, things that come out of the wall and like smack them in the chest, you know? While they're sitting there in agony at the chest, he rolls up with the sawed off. Yep. Boom! Your head's gone. And it shows the head.
Oh, yeah.
Just completely blown away.
He's learned some stuff from Vietnam. That's all. I mean,
he's learned some stuff since the last movie. I mean, I don't know. He's been training. I mean,
just you gotta be ready.
The only thing I'm a little disappointed at was that he didn't take that horse and ride out with a bow and arrow and shoot these guys.
That's true.
I mean, can you imagine how badass that was? Rambo's riding around with his bow and arrow, just bowing and arrowing people. It's the only thing I missed in the movie.
Yeah, that.
But man, he murders 80 of these guys.
He does, and there's so many traps he sets in the, there's this one, I can't remember what it was, but he made this pit with nails sticking up out of these boards. And then these guys hit something, and then he shoots them or something, and they fall like 8 foot down.
Yeah.
They're laying there with nails sticking up out of them. And
I think they're dead.
I'm pretty sure they're dead. And then he just unloads on them with the machine gun.
For no reason. They're already dead. But he doesn't care. He just murdered them all. So then, it gets down to the last guy.
Which, real quick, he could have killed this guy probably 8 times.
Oh, yeah. He had him under traps.
Yeah.
He had him under his traps like a few times. And Rambo even tells the guy. So then Rambo has one of the walkie-talkies.
Oh, yeah.
He got off one of the dead guys. So I'm just getting fired up right now about it. I'm telling you, for the last 30 minutes of this movie, I was physically sweating.
Oh, yeah.
I was so freaking jacked up, man.
Yeah, it was.
I was sweating in the theater. I didn't know what to do. So... Anyway, he could have killed this guy like 50 times, but he doesn't. Then he's on the radio, and he says, "I'm going to rip your heart out, just like you ripped mine out."
Yeah.
And I could have killed you 15 times.
Yeah, like you could see, you could really see like a good 3 or 4 times he had him in the sights, and then like he dropped it. He's like, nope.
Well, and at that point, I said. Rambo is going to literally rip this motherfucker's heart out.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I said at that point, it's going to happen.
Well, and there's a part in the training where he has these 4 cards up on the barn wall.
Yeah.
And he has his recurve bow out.
Look at you.
And he hits every one of them dead center. So
he even hits the ace of hearts right in the heart.
Yep.
I didn't even think of that.
I
didn't even think of that. He hits the ace of hearts right in the heart with the arrow.
Yep.
That's foreshadowing right there. Is. There's a script piece for you, son.
That is.
That's a script right there. So the guy makes it out of the... the cool part was, the guy's still in the tunnels. And Rambo says, follow the lights. And then he turns on lights, and there's a lighted path out of there for the guy.
Yeah.
And Rambo proceeds to blow up the tunnels.
Yeah, and this is where it really showed how big the tunnels was.
I mean, it's just massive.
Because it showed them all collapsing, and it was pretty intense.
Yeah, it was crazy, man. So then the guy gets up, topside, and he's up against the barn wall with his gun, and Rambo pins him, and he uses his precision arrow shots.
Yep.
Pins him up against the barn door.
Yep.
Comes down. And then proceeds to literally cut his heart out of his chest.
Oh, yeah. And he had his heart in his hand.
When he cut down, and he cut like a cross, spread it open.
Yep.
Reached in. It reminded me of that, what was the movie where he goes, ah! Remember? Remember that movie? What was the movie?
Blue Streak.
Blue Streak.
Show him the move. Show him the move.
Ah! Yeah, that's what it reminded me of. I don't know if you saw me, Pickens. Literally, when Rambo reached into the guy's chest, I reached in the theater. I reached out like this. I was like, "God!" I was screaming. Dude, craziness. Takes the heart out of the guy's chest, and it still beats for a couple beats.
It does.
It's like, boop, 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 boop. And then it just shows it to the guy. And then the guy dies. And then Rambo's been shot a couple times, once on the side.
Which, real quick, I'm going to backstep just a little bit. When he's in the tunnel, before he tells the guy about the lights or anything, he has this part of the tunnel rigged up. He cut the cross beams. And there's like 4 guys here, and he's coming through. He breaks the one, and as he's trying to push it over, he gets shot in, like, I think the back shoulder. The back part, yeah. And that's how he ends up getting shot.
And then another time, I think he gets shot in the side.
Yeah.
So he's a little wounded, and we thought there was no way he'd make it out of this movie.
Well, yeah, because the way they set it up, he just goes over and sits on the rocking chair on the porch.
Yeah.
Because isn't that when they start showing the...
Well, they start showing all the scenes from previous Rambo movies.
Which was awesome.
It was cool, man.
And these people that didn't know, these young kids, these young freaking kids, that don't know anything about it. They were walking out at the end. They're like, "Oh, it's over." And they're leaving.
Yeah.
Well, not us. We're sitting there like
well, first off, at the end of the movie, I started clapping.
Oh yeah.
So then, I think we all started.
There's 4 of us. So
then we all started clapping. We're clapping, and nobody else in the theater's clapping. I thought it was over, so I was going to walk out too. But then I sat back down because they started showing the pictures.
Yeah.
And then after that credits, there's a post-credit scenes like Marvel.
Yep.
They show Rambo on the horse riding off.
Yeah.
So does that mean there's going to be a Rambo Last Blood Part 2?
Well,
and then Last Blood 3?
Hell.
That's right.
I'm not sure what. I mean, I don't know what else they can do.
We'll go with the naming conventions. Like,
everybody's gone.
Nah, I think this will be the last one. But yeah. Man, they left it open.
They did.
They left it. He's riding off into the sunset with his horse. So,
which I mean, the way they did it. I mean, it was a great movie.
I kind of like the way the last one ended a little better.
Yeah.
Just because you don't expect him to show up at the ranch,
Yeah, that's true.
He goes there. Well, now he's just got nothing again. Like, I don't know. He came full circle either way.
Yeah.
But man, I'll tell you, this movie. I like I say, for the last 30 minutes, I was just sweating in the theater. Like,
oh yeah.
I was so pumped up. We were screaming. We were clapping. We were disgusted by the violence. I mean, it was literally, it was like Home Alone combined with Friday the 13th. And I mean, it was amazing, dude.
It was. It really was.
Rambo just gutting people and blowing their heads off. And
yeah, it really crazy. Was a brutal movie. I mean, it was.
It's a great movie, man. Just go see it. We give it a 9 and a 9.25.
Yep.
Can't recommend it enough. The critics are crazy.
Yeah.
That's why I felt like we had to come out with this video, man. We don't normally do this stuff.
No.
We don't normally do these video reviews, but, I mean, I feel like we just had to come out with this one because a lot of the reviews I see online are bad.
Yeah.
Especially like the IGN one and, all these movie places, and then Rotten Tomatoes there's like 89 critics, so like 60 of them said it was bad, which I just thought, that's crazy. But anyways, guys, go see this movie. Anything else you got, Pig?
Just go see it.
Go see it. I'm probably going to go see it again.
Yeah. I might too.
I'm probably going to go see it again.
I need to. I'm definitely buying it when it comes out. I mean, it like I said, Friday I'm ordering all of them, and as soon as that one comes out, I'm going out and buying it.
Yep, because it was legit. I loved it. So just go watch it. That's all we got to say. So guys, thanks for watching. Until next podcast. Later.